Let's now explore how to solve this tricky 3D geo problem from the 12B. The lampshade is made in the form of a lateral surface of a frustum. Height is 3 root 3. The top diameter, 6. So top radius is 3. Top diameter 6, bottom diameter 6. Bottom radius 6. Okay, so this is 3 root 3. And then we extend this up. So this is a very standard similar triangles trick. Like, you have to know this. This trick, a very standard one for AMCs. Is even like something that can come on AMCA. 3 root 3, right? The reason this is 3 root 3 is because similar triangles, right? 1 to 2, so 1 to 2. And that because this is 3 root 3, this also must be 3 root 3. So overall, we have like a cone. And if you know cones, you know they can be unfolded into an arc. You can always unfold a cone into some kind of a sector. So that's kind of the idea here, because it's very hard to do this in 3D. Let's unfold this and make it a 2D geo problem. So we kind of just open it up, right? Imagine we take like a line here. Imagine we just cut right here. We just cut along that red line, right? So what happens when we cut along that red line? We get some kind of an arc. So for just a moment here, pretend that there wasn't a frustum, right? Pretend it was just a full cone, like all the way here. When we unfold it into a frustum, what would it look like? Notice here that the radius is 6, the height is 6 root 3, so the slant height is 12. So if we unfold it into our arc, that is going to have a radius of 12. Now, what is the angle of that sector going to be? Well, the key thing here is the circumference of this base. Again, this is a very standard pattern. I've covered it before in many videos. It's going to be 12 pi. And that 12 pi is going to be equal to our new radius, which is 12. So 24 pi is the circumference of... So when we unfold this, like we cut it here, it's going to become a radius. It's going to become an arc with length 12. And this circumference of the arc is going to correspond to this thingy over here. So this thingy is 12 pi. And then what is it? What must this angle be such that the circumference is also equal to 12 pi? Right? We have 24 pi times theta over 1/8 over 360. Theta is 180. What does that mean? That means when we unfold this, we get a semicircle. Not a very good semicircle, but we get a semicircle, something like that, right? And so we unfolded the big cone into a semicircle. Can we do the same thing for the little cone? Of course we can. So let me just make this semicircle less confusing. So the same thing will happen for the smaller cone. We just need to unfold it up somehow. And the key thing here is the smaller cone is exactly similar to the larger cone, except it's shrinked by a scale factor of 2. So we're just going to have something like this, except instead of the radius of this semicircle being 12, it's now going to be 6. And now the question becomes, what do the bug points and honey points really represent? So imagine like we cut it out open here, right? What we get is this region. Now, if you can imagine, the honey is going to be clinging on over here, right? Imagine we unfold this, we move that piece. The honey is going to be on the top part, so it's going to be kind of there. It's on the inside circle. It's on the inside circle, which is corresponding to this. So it's going to be, let's say, right over here. It's going to be at the very edge, right? Because we're cutting along right here. Now, what about the bug? The bug is going to be right over here. Why? Because it's halfway along the point, right? This is our entire arc. This is the entire semicircle. This corresponds to this semicircle here. And the bug is in the middle. So it's going to be that light blue point on the blue semicircle, on the semicircle I have here. That light blue point I marked. So now the question becomes, what's the shortest possible path between the green and the light blue points? But the key thing here is that we we can't just cut through the center like that. We can't just go through the semicircle because we can't just travel in midair, right? We have to go along the surface, so we have to kind of curve outside before we can just go there. So that's kind of the key idea here. We're going to curve outside until we can just launch. It's like a rocket, kind of like you just curve and then they're in orbit, and then you just, so it's kind of like a tangent. So we make a tangent here. So our total length is just going to be this arc. This is going to be a shortest distance plus this length here. And this is not that hard, right? 90 degrees, tangent points, always mark those. This is 6. And what else do we have? We have this is 6 as well. And then what? And then we have this tangency point over here. We can draw this. That's going to be 12, the radius. So we got a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Nice. And then this is 30. So now this is going to be 6 root 3 just by 30, 60, 90s. And this second part, the arc, is going to be 12 pi, the circumference, times 1/12, which is just pi. So our answer is just E, 6 root 3 plus pi. That's the total length of this path. So just to summarize, the key idea was unfold it into a cone. We used some similar triangles to find the exact dimensions. The key thing to remember is this circumference is going to be the circumference of our sector. This part. And this radius is going to be the slant height of the sector. Which, if you think about it intuitively, if you like cut up a cone one time, I recommend you try it if you don't understand why this quite works. Just cut up a cone of the paper, fold it together, and then unfold it. And then you'll be like, oh, the slant height becomes the radius. Like we just open it up. And then from there, we just see, we would like to go a straight line, but that's not possible because we have to remain inside the region. So we instead curve around and then go in a straight line when we can. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it.